So this tweet says, can't believe that this Hulk met this Daredevil in the MCU. And yeah, it's crazy. This is technically the same Hulk as Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, and this is the same Daredevil as the one that appeared in She-Hulk. It's crazy how such a grounded character was able to exist at the same time as this crazy fucking, like, hulking beast, bro. It's crazy. But you know what this low-key reminds me of? The merge, baby! The merge! Ah! You just got masturbated. But seriously though, I know this is my most controversial fucking take, but just listen, before you write a comment. If you already wrote a comment hating or whatever, you like children, I just want you to sit and listen to what I'm gonna say. I don't see why we're so quick to say one's too grounded, it doesn't work, it doesn't make sense, when we accept so many other superhero universes for doing the same thing, and honestly, like, even more grounded and even more insane. Daredevil being a perfect example. Daredevil season 1 is it's more grounded than the Batman. The only aspect that's, like, I guess not as grounded is Daredevil does technically have powers in the show, but like the tone and everything is way more grounded. Yet canonically, that show happened 3 years after New York had multiple 9/11 level events. Why are we so quick to accept that? Because no one actually cares as much as you think. No general audience cares as much. Like people think that the general audience will care. They do not care. Another thing too is the Arrowverse. A lot of us grew up on the Arrowverse. You would know that Arrow season 1 is way more grounded. It is way more grounded than the Batman. It objectively is. Quite literally, the premises of Arrow is the Dark Knight, but Green Arrow. They take a character like a superhero vigilante, but put him in a very grounded setting. By the end of this man's run, he became the fucking Spectre, bro, looking after the multiverse. That is the progression that we got to in the Arrowverse, okay? If the progression is done properly, it will be fine. No one will question it. People love fucking Barry and Oliver together. Imagine if Barry Allen didn't first appear in Arrow before getting his show. And like he had his own show, The Flash, and there's Arrow, and they're both running at the same time on the CW. Like, would people be like, they should never cross over because Arrow's too grounded and The Flash isn't? That is kind of how this feels to me, because it's the same thing. So that's like the grounded aspect. But then when people talk about the tones, what are you even talking about? What are you talking about? First of all, tonal difference is the entire point of Batman and Superman, the entire point of the world's finest. They're supposed to be tonally different. But if you want to talk about like just feelings and overall, like in the movies, there's so many parallels that even if it's not intentional, like both of these movies have the main characters discovering a dark secret about their parent. They both have a character arc where they reconnect with their actual current parental figure. Like, come on. Quite literally a scene where the main characters are talking to the main love interest about, like, human life and mortality and the importance of human life. Scenes perfectly mirror each other, bro. Do I even need to bring up the most perfect mirroring shot ever? Like, bro, again, if it's not intentional, it just fits like a perfect puzzle piece. And every plot hole that people bring up is, like, not even really a plot hole. Like the Clayface movie that's coming out, which, mind you, is produced by Matt Reeves. Not saying anything, but, you know, just saying. This movie could easily be the story about, like, the first prominent metahuman in Gotham. I'm just saying, it could very easily be that. The Batman Part 1 takes place in 2022, Superman takes place in 2025. This movie could have happened between those. But Batman's silhouette in Creature Commandos was way too jacked. This doesn't make any sense. Same character, by the way. This is the same fucking character. Like it's an animated fucking show. The animation style can make characters look different. Use your brain! Listen, I'm not as pro-merge as some people think, but my main point is I think people just make the stupidest reasons as to why they can't cross over. They totally could if they wanted them to. It's not that hard.